You arrive in another country, drop your bag, pull out your phone charger, and suddenly the wall looks wrong. The object is tiny. The problem is immediate. A plug that works perfectly at home becomes useless the moment you cross a border. Why does something as basic as an electrical outlet look so different around the world? Why does Japan use flat 2-pin outlets? Why does Britain use a plug that feels overbuilt? Why does much of Europe use round pins? And if some designs seem safer, why can't the world simply choose the best one? Because an outlet is not just a hole in the wall. It is a fossil of history, safety, money, and decisions made long before most of us were born. Let's get into it right here on Secrets of Simple Things. An outlet looks simple, but it solves a dangerous problem. To understand why the world never agreed, we first need to look at what an outlet is doing. At first, it seems simple. You plug something in, power comes out, and your device works. But electricity has to make a full journey into your device, through its work, and back safely. When something fails, it searches for another path. That is why an outlet is part of a safety system. Two connections usually carry electricity in and out, live and neutral. Many outlets add a third connection, ground or earth. That extra pin is not there to make your laptop charge faster. It is there for the moment electricity escapes where it should not. If a wire fails inside an appliance, the metal body of a toaster, washing machine, or power tool could become energized. A ground connection gives that fault current a safer route, so protective devices can cut power. Without those layers, the risks are real. Damaged electronics, electric shock, sparks, and even electrical fires. An outlet is safety disguised as something ordinary. The world split before it had a chance to agree. Once you realize outlets are safety systems, the next question becomes stranger. Why do countries protect people in different ways? The world did not choose different outlets after one grand international debate. Most countries never had the chance to agree. Electricity spread before global standardization was realistic. Cities built grids at different times. Some places leaned American, others leaned European. Many choices were not perfect. They were available, affordable, and good enough. Then the trap closed. Then those early choices hardened into standards. Once a country built its homes, appliances, factories, and safety rules around one system, that system became normal. Japan is one clear example. It is known for bullet trains and dense cities, yet many of its wall outlets still look old to visitors who expect a ground pin. Even Japan's electricity carries history. The country uses an unusual 100-volt system, and its east and west still operate on different frequencies. 50 Hz in one region, 60 Hz in the other. Electricity feels invisible, but the grid is full of old decisions still living inside modern walls. Ground pins, 2-pin plugs, and the question of enough safety. But different shapes are only the surface. Underneath them, countries also made different choices about safety. The visible difference is simple. Some outlets have 2 openings, and some have 3. A 2-pin plug can power a device. For many small electronics, that may be enough. Many chargers and lightweight devices have extra insulation inside, so they do not always need a separate ground connection. But not every device is like that. Appliances with metal bodies, heating elements, motors, water exposure, or higher power demands carry more risk when something fails. In those cases, the 3rd pin becomes a backup path. A 2-pin outlet is not automatically dangerous, but it gives the system fewer visible layers of protection. Japan can look confusing from the outside. Many Japanese outlets do not have the 3rd grounding hole that Americans expect. Some appliances use a separate ground wire attached to a small screw or terminal instead. To a visitor, this can look awkward, but it is not simply carelessness. Japan's electrical system is regulated and protected in ways that are not always visible. Safety is a stack of layers. Some countries put more safety into the plug, some put more into the circuit, some use both. The hidden protectors behind the wall. That brings us to the hidden part of the story, the safety devices most people never see. Devices like RCDs and GFCIs watch electricity flow. They compare how much current goes out with how much comes back. If the numbers do not match, electricity may be leaking through water, a damaged wire, an appliance casing, or even a person. When that happens, the device cuts power. Different countries place this protection in different parts of the system. In the United States, GFCI outlets are often installed near higher-risk areas like bathrooms, kitchens, garages, and outdoors. You may know them as outlets with test and reset buttons. In much of Europe and other regions, similar protection often sits at the circuit breaker panel, hidden in the electrical box. But a ground pin and an RCD or GFCI are not the same thing. They solve related problems in different ways. A ground pin gives dangerous current a safer road to escape. An RCD or GFCI is like a guard watching the traffic and shutting the gate when something goes missing. Two outlets can look different outside, while the real safety system is partly hidden behind the wall. The best plug may not be the plug you can afford to adopt. So if some plug designs seem safer or smarter, why not simply replace the old ones? Because changing a plug standard is not like changing the shape of a phone charger. A wall outlet is connected to almost everything: the wiring inside homes, the plugs on appliances, the rules electricians follow, the products manufacturers build, and the habits people already know. To change one national standard, you would have to replace sockets in houses, hotels, offices, hospitals, schools, airports, and factories. You would also have to deal with old appliances that still work, new appliances built for the new system, imported products, extension cords, power strips, and adapters. For years, both systems would exist at the same time. That transition could create exactly the things safety standards are supposed to avoid: confusion. So even if a better plug exists on paper, the old plug may still win for one simple reason: it is already everywhere. Every outlet is a different compromise. That is why comparing outlets is more interesting than simply ranking them. The American and Japanese Type A plug is small, simple, cheap, and familiar. The grounded Type B version adds a third pin for safety, but older two-pin systems offer fewer visible layers of protection, and some older flat-blade designs can expose metal when partly inserted. The British Type G plug takes a different path. It is large, fused, and usually built with shutters that block live contacts. It is often praised for its safety features, but it is also bulky and more expensive. The European Type F, or Schuko plug, is round, sturdy, and grounded through side contacts. It works well across many parts of Europe, though the continent still has its own maze of outlet traditions. Australia, China, and several other regions use angled pin designs that make sense inside their own systems, but still do not solve global compatibility. So the point is not that one country got everything right and everyone else got it wrong. Each outlet is a compromise between safety, cost, size, habit, and the moment in history when that country made its choice. Why the world still has no universal outlet. But the plug shape is only part of the problem. Even if every country agreed on one outlet design tomorrow, the electrical system behind the wall would still be different. Some countries use different voltages. Some use different frequencies. Some put more safety into the plug itself. Others put more into the circuit breaker, grounding system, or protection devices hidden in the panel. That means a universal outlet would not automatically make every device safe everywhere. A socket is only the visible end of a larger system. Behind it are building codes, grid history, safety rules, manufacturing standards, and decades of local practice. This is why the world still has no single outlet. It is not because nobody noticed the problem. It is because each country solved the problem at a different time, with different tools, different risks, and different costs. By the time a global answer sounded obvious, millions of local answers had already been built into the walls. A wall socket is a small piece of national memory. A wall socket is easy to ignore because it is always there, behind furniture, under desks, beside hotel beds, near kitchen counters. Most of the time we notice it only when our plug does not fit. But that small shape contains a larger story. It can tell you when a country electrified, what technology influenced it, what risks its engineers feared, and what compromises people accepted. An electrical outlet does not just connect a device to power, it connects the present to decisions made decades ago. So the next time you travel and your charger does not fit, you are not just holding the wrong plug. You are touching a century of decisions. If this story made you look at a wall socket differently, subscribe to Secrets of Simple Things. We explore the hidden history, design, and science behind the ordinary objects around us, because sometimes the simplest things are carrying the biggest stories.